Good morning. Dad has finished messing around with the finisher on these waterways he's been making. We finally got the old seeder out, the old John Deere 8300. So he's gonna be working on that, just seeding some waterways. And while he's messing around with all that, I've got a lot of work to do, moving around some chemicals, getting the strip till bar taken off of the tractor, getting the planter hooked up, seed tender out, and then we're headed to our farthest farm away. It's gonna take us about, I don't know, probably over 2 hours to get there. And we're gonna take that finisher and the planter over and just try and bust it out today. That way we can just come back straight back home. I think I'm gonna wash it off. It's so nice out, and that fertilizer just rusts everything to point of no return. So I'm gonna get it washed off. Probably wash the 8270 as well. I gotta get this wagon washed out because it was full of fertilizer. This is our fancy grass seeder here. We put an electric spreader into the back of the Ranger. Works pretty well. So he used that to go spread grass seed, and now he's drilling in some alfalfa. Unfortunately, pressure washer is broken. It keeps surging terribly. We've already fixed it twice. Sat in the shop, working just fine, and somehow just sitting there, it's broken again. So this is all the better I'm gonna do. It's time to shuffle everything around again. I also forgot that I've had this camera on super view instead of just a wide view for a shot that I was taking. So if I've looked weird, I mean, I always look weird, but if the videos look different, that's why. But we got that fixed. Anyway, it is almost 1 o'clock now. I spent a long while getting all of that crap taken care of. I'm gonna eat some lunch, and then we'll come back out, get all the chemicals put away, get the tractor hooked up to the planter, gotta get the sprayer put away, and I gotta find the fuel on this thing. I think it's here, but I'm not gonna say, because usually, you know, metal cap, I'm thinking, okay, hydraulic. But I mean, that just looks so tiny. Wouldn't think that'd be the fuel tank. I call a master mechanic to come out to find the fuel, because I don't know where it's at. And there's nothing labeled. The cap is blank. So, in fact, the compartment on the back here says only trained maintenance personnel should access the compartment. I'm not a trained personnel on that, so I should probably go get trained. Then we'll come back out and we'll fuel it. But by deductive reasoning, I'm gonna say this is definitely the fuel. Guess we'll find out. Moment of truth. Must be good. Okay, I gotta work on getting all this put away. So I'll be back when it's gone. If you were wondering what I was doing, we never mark our hydraulic hoses. Well, let's put it this way, he never marks his hydraulic hoses and he just guesses every time. So I've been making it a habit, anytime he hooks anything up, I just go grab zip ties. I color code them. Whichever hose goes to the right side, I mark with a red zip tie. Right is red. So that way, we never get them backwards. And they're color coded, so we know which ones go where. 1 through 4 goes from bottom to top as far as the hydraulics go. And every time I think 1 is on the top and 4 is at the bottom, and I accidentally marked 4 instead of 1, and of course 4 was backwards. So now I gotta go cut that zip tie off and put a new one on. So I got all the chemicals back into the shed in a way that I think makes sense. So we've got our pre-emergent chemicals out front, because we're gonna need those first, obviously, and then the post-pass, so our second and possibly even third pass, is going to be in the back. I gotta kind of relearn again. You know, every year it's another, trying to figure out what all these chemicals are. The problem is there's 18 different names for the same chemical that do the same thing, but everybody else sells their own product and they name it something else. And no, it sounds good. I don't hear any more air leaks. Okay, we gotta check the fertilizer system on this planter. Just gonna fill it with some water. Hopefully the pump's not on, because there's nothing coming out. Hopefully it takes a while, because if not, otherwise we got a lot of rows plugged. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 7 rows plugged. We'll let it just sit and do its thing and see if we gotta unplug some rows. Well, this one is not working at all, so let's try and see what's going on here. Oh baby. got him. Whew. I'd say he was pretty plugged. The orifice is full.
Well, this one ain't getting anything out here at all.
Ah, yes. See the issue? Okay, the rest of them look good. Looks like 2 of the fertilizer lines are snapped or cut from the opening disc. Then I think the planter's ready to go. I don't know if I can get the new one to you. We'll try it. Okay, hang on, let me see. No. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna be heading out with a soil finisher. Dad's gonna be heading out with a planter, which we finally got going. We're gonna try and plant today. Well, we left at 5:20. It is now 6:52, so not quite 2 hours. Tell you what, with this seat being broke, whew, that was rough. My watch kept beeping at me saying, would you like to start your elliptical workout? I already started. Just a touch deeper maybe. I don't know. We'll go a turn deeper, maybe deepen the disc just a touch. Put it this way, it's probably about as good as I'm gonna get it. The reason we came down here to this farm first is because typically it's so wet that you're just never gonna plant it. And we plant it in like June, but it's been so dry with rain on the way, we thought let's go knock this out. It is a little wet underneath. The topsoil is very dry, but as you can see, I'm still pulling up some chunks, but I honestly think it's about as good as I'm gonna get it. Time to head home. Dad will be back shortly with the seed and the fertilizer for the planter. We're gonna drop the trailer and go home. It's just late. Corn will be going in the ground. We usually plant beans first, but as I said, this farm is usually a massive pain in the butt. So much so that the guy was actually wanting to put it into CRP, but he just didn't get it done in time, so here we are farming in another year. You could farm cranberries on this farm half the year, so. there's 8 bags. Pretty clever. Just pin the gauge wheel up, or the closing wheel up, excuse me, and you don't have to dig for the seed. Never even thought of that. Up there.
I would say I'm pretty close on him.
It's new rubber closing wheel system. Well, the planter is ready to go, other than the monitors and the tractor need to be kind of set up a little bit. First day of the season usually never goes well, so we'll see how he gets along. But luckily we're here at the same field, so if he does need anything, I'm right here for him. Had to park out of the way. It's the most exercise I've had in probably 3 years. Well, the first field of corn, our first field of spring, is finished. Now it's time to take a 2.5-hour trip home.